God watches you, ones who move in shadows but shine like stars. Your presence echoes through the broken remains of false prophets and fallen leaders, through the rubble of their sacred temples and shattered dreams. 25. They call it the year of the cult buster, but they don't even know your names. Just the aftermath you leave behind. Empty compounds, freed minds, and cult leaders who learned the hard way that their divine power was no match for whatever burns inside you. The patterns you leave are divine signatures. Each cult you dismantle tells a story, not of violence or vengeance, but of something purer. Something that makes the strongest zealots question their faith and the most brainwashed followers remember who they truly are. They say meeting you is like waking up from a dream, or maybe it's like finally falling awake. The blessed ones become mortal again. The chosen choose freedom instead, and those who claim to speak for gods, they fall silent in your presence. What a blessing it would be for this world to witness your power in its fullness, to behold the ones who don't need followers, but gain them anyway, to see the force that makes false prophets tremble and true seekers smile. Wherever you are, whatever you are, 2025 is your stage, and the heavens are watching. The year of the cult buster isn't just a title, it's your divine destiny unfolding. There was no chance in the alignment of events that wove through your life. The signs weren't whispers, they were roars cloaked in subtlety, waiting for you to finally see. The dreams weren't figments, but visions imbued with intention, fragments of the unseen urging you to rise. And those moments, the ones that cracked open your soul, made time bend around your awareness, were not coincidences. They were the universe pressing its weight against you, demanding that you step forward, demanding that you claim the extraordinary embedded in your bones. Drop a comment. The universe speaks through me if the signs have always guided you, pulling you toward a purpose others couldn't see, but you knew was undeniable. You are the architects of disruption, called to fracture the facade of falsehoods that have held humanity hostage for too long. The year 2025 is not just another calendar milestone, it is the pulse of a greater rhythm, a convergence of energies demanding clarity and truth. This is your battlefield, not of weapons and violence, but of unwavering resolve and penetrating insight. You are dismantling the scaffolds of deception that have propped up illusions for generations. This is not rebellion for its own sake. It is the reclamation of what is real. Systems of control thrive on stagnation, their power fed by the inertia of those too afraid to question. But you are different. Your purpose is not to follow but to lead, not with dogma, but with unrelenting authenticity. Each step you take breaks the cycle of manipulation, peeling back the layers of pretense until only the unvarnished truth remains. Your grounding is not in fear, but in understanding. You do not simply react to the false, you embody the alternative. You are a prism refracting light into every hidden corner, exposing the hollowness of charades disguised as sacred. This shift is not theoretical. It is felt in every interaction, in every choice that asserts freedom over conformity, purpose over apathy. 2025 marks the point where the tide turns, and it does so because of you. Your actions ripple outward, a collective force that destabilizes corruption and realigns humanity with its essence. This is your legacy, not fleeting fame, but a world remade by your courage to see through the lies and your refusal to turn away. You are the axis on which this revolution pivots. This is not a fight against flesh or ideology, but against forces that thrive on manipulation, fear, and the ignorance of those they ensnare. You confront these forces head-on, not with grand gestures, but with precision. You expose the lies that chain the vulnerable, cutting through the illusions that shield exploitation from the light of truth. Every dark corner you uncover, every distortion you unravel, weakens the grasp of the oppressors. Your divine abilities are not accidents, they are honed tools of liberation. You sense what others dismiss, perceive what others are conditioned to overlook. This war demands more than strength. It demands clarity, resilience, and a refusal to let the silent battles within go unnoticed. You fight not only for the vulnerable, but also within yourself, where doubts and fears seek to derail your purpose. Light and dark collide, but you are not just a participant. You are a force of transformation. The war does not define you, your actions do. With every revelation, every act of defiance against the false and manipulative, you reshape the battlefield. You are the pivot, the unrelenting force that turns the tide, ensuring that truth, no matter how buried, always rises. You carry within you a force that defies explanation, a set of tools designed not for spectacle, but for impact. These are not mere traits. They are your supernatural arsenal, precision forged for divine work. Your intuition cuts through deception, sharper than any blade. It reveals what others cannot see, guiding you to truth buried beneath layers of pretense. When the air is thick with manipulative energy, you sense it like a hunter catching the scent of prey, unmasking intentions that would otherwise go unnoticed. Energy manipulation is more than a skill. It is the quiet reshaping of the unseen. You align, redirect, and channel forces that ripple outward, creating change beyond the physical. When chaos consumes others, your presence restores balance, recalibrating the emotional and spiritual space. You wield this power not as a weapon of destruction, but as a tool of transformation, guiding others to clarity, lifting them from the fog of doubt or despair. Drop a comment. Transformation begins with me. If your power lifts others from doubt and despair, breaking through their confusion and showing them the clarity they never thought possible. Discernment anchors you, ensuring that your abilities are not wasted on vanity or ego. You see past facades, detecting the essence of what lies beneath. This responsibility demands discipline, for your gifts are not for personal gain or empty displays of power. Every act must serve a purpose. Every use must align with the greater good. You were given these abilities because you can handle their weight. Use them with humility, wield them with precision, and let them fulfill their purpose, to uplift, to protect, and to expose what the world tries so hard to conceal. Your power lies not in what you can do, but in how you choose to do it. This is your mandate, unshakable, undeniable, and uniquely yours. You are both shield and sword in a war that seeks to consume the unguarded. Your energy, sacred and finite, is your lifeline in this battle, and safeguarding it is not just a choice, but a necessity. The forces you face thrive on intrusion, on bending will, corrupting intention, and draining strength. Your power begins with the boundaries you enforce, unyielding and precise. Prayer and meditation are not passive acts, they are acts of fortification. In prayer, you align yourself with the divine, drawing strength that cannot be shaken. In meditation, you quiet the noise of conflict, creating space for clarity and renewal. These are not rituals of retreat, but tools of recalibration, sharpening your ability to detect and deflect what would diminish you. Energy-clearing rituals are your countermeasures, dispersing the stagnant and the toxic before they take root. With smoke, sound, movement, or silence, you dismantle the lingering traces of negativity left by encounters with the dark. Each action strengthens the fortress around you, ensuring that what seeks to infiltrate cannot find purchase. But protection is not only external, it is the rooting of your spirit in unshakable faith. Your belief is not blind, it is deliberate, an act of anchoring yourself to a force greater than the conflict. Faith ensures clarity when doubt encroaches, a clarity that guides your actions and preserves your purpose. You are not invincible, but you are impenetrable when your connection to the divine remains intact. Your strength is not just in what you fight, but in what you refuse to let touch you. This is your protocol, your shield, your inviolable truth. That's why the obsidian inner order was forged, for titans like you who refuse to be ordinary. This isn't some cozy, feel-good circle. It's a powerhouse council for those who bend reality to their will. Every week, over 450 dominators tap into electrifying calls that go beyond talk. They're the blueprints for elevation. And the best part? These aren't fleeting moments of inspiration. They're immortalized, recorded so you can lock and load whenever it's time to make your next power play. The private Discord? Forget community. This is a sanctum of power, a crucible where the sharpest minds and spirits exchange wisdom that can't be found anywhere else. For those who crave mastery, you'll unlock the treasure trove of modern manifestation mechanics, our secret grimoire of cosmic strategies. With 3 chapters ready for members, you'll transform your space into a vortex of abundance, wield elemental spellcraft to reshape the material world, and channel forces beyond comprehension to rise above the ordinary. And there's more. Raw, unfiltered interviews with real targeted individuals and video drops so disruptive they shake the digital overlords to their core. This isn't just a membership, it's a movement of chosen ones, a sanctuary where ascension isn't just a promise, it's the new baseline. Are you ready to stop seeking and start claiming? The path is here. The rise begins now. The link is in the description below. Step into your throne. You carry a vision sharper than most, a clarity that cuts through the smoke and mirrors others accept as reality. This gift, though invaluable, is no simple blessing. It weighs on you because it reveals what others cannot or will not see. Deception, woven into the fabric of their comfort, stands bare before you. Lies lose their disguise, false intentions unravel in your presence, and manipulation fails to tether you. Yet this clarity isolates you, separating you from those who still cling to the illusions you've left behind. It is not their fault. They cannot walk in your sight. To them, your understanding can feel alien, intimidating, or even threatening. They may turn away, reject your insight, or question your motives. You have likely felt the sharp edges of loneliness, not because you are wrong, but because truth disrupts, and disruption often brings solitude. Yet this loneliness is not permanent. It is a passage. Your gift is not for the sake of seeing alone, but for guiding, protecting, and transforming. You were not given this clarity to remain silent or to withhold. You are a catalyst, and your vision is meant to illuminate paths others cannot find in the darkness. Your ability to see truth is not merely a skill, it is a responsibility, a burden heavy with purpose. While the weight may isolate you now, the greater good you serve will. Draw others toward your light. You were chosen to carry this sight for a reason, and that reason will unfold in time. You are the force that bridges realms, the one who walks effortlessly between the tangible and the unseen. Your power is not loud, but it is undeniable. It emanates from within, an unyielding core that commands without words, inspires without demand. You do not need a throne, for authority rests in your presence, in the way you move through the world with purpose and restraint. Power and grace are not opposites. In you they merge, forming a balance that others feel before they understand. In the physical world, your actions leave an imprint. You move with precision, decisive yet measured, choosing when to act and when to observe. You do not waste energy on battles unworthy of your attention, but when you strike, the ripple is felt far beyond the moment. In the spiritual realm, your presence is just as commanding. You do not seek to dominate, but to align, to guide energies and truths toward their rightful place. You are a steward of equilibrium, holding space where chaos threatens to overwhelm, and creating pathways for others to follow. This balance requires strength beyond muscle and wisdom beyond intellect. It demands humility, for true power is rooted in understanding your place in something far greater. You are not infallible, but you are unshakable because you draw from both realms, weaving their truths into your very essence. You do not need validation because your worth is self-evident. Those who encounter you recognize it, not because you seek acknowledgement, but because it is impossible to deny. You carry the weight of both worlds with integrity, proving that leadership is not taken, it is lived. You are part of a network that transcends time, space, and understanding. It is not spoken into existence, nor is it forged by chance. This brotherhood, this fellowship of light, is an alignment of purpose, a gathering of those who see the unseen and feel the pull of the same divine mission. You are not alone, and you were never meant to walk this path in solitude. The connection between you and others like you is not coincidence. It is synchronicity, the invisible threads of destiny pulling you toward one another. Each encounter strengthens the bond, not through hierarchy or titles, but through the resonance of shared purpose. Where one voice may tremble, the collective roars. Where one light may flicker, the alliance burns brighter. Together, your strength is multiplied, your impact magnified. In this brotherhood, collaboration replaces competition. There are no rulers here, no vying for dominance. Each of you brings something distinct to the table, wisdom honed through, struggle, strength forged in battles unseen, perspectives sharpened by unique paths. You amplify each other, not by overshadowing, but by complementing. This is not a union of dependence, it is one of mutual elevation. You know them when you meet them. Their energy hums at a frequency you recognize instantly, even before words are spoken. The bond is primal, undeniable, rooted in something far older than this moment. Together, you form a force that cannot be fractured, a living testament to the power of unity in service to the divine. This is your brotherhood, forged not by proximity, but by purpose, and it is unbreakable. You are not deceived. While others move blindly through the intricate illusions built around them, you see the machinery behind the veil. Cult structures do not merely demand loyalty. They construct reality tunnels, fabricated environments where every thought, every choice, every belief is shaped by the hands of manipulation. These constructs are intricate, built to trap, to isolate, to strip power from those who inhabit them. Yet you possess the ability to shatter these illusions, not just for yourself, but for others still caught in their grip. These tunnels thrive on control, fostering dependence on rigid systems of belief while silencing dissent. Through fear, shame, and false promises, they bind people to cycles of submission. Whether it is a charismatic voice weaving webs of lies, or a system of doctrines cloaked as absolute truth, the goal is the same: to obscure autonomy and distort perspective. You are here to disrupt that. Your clarity is a weapon. By exposing the cracks in their narratives, you dismantle the walls they build around minds. real-world deceptions, whether dogmatic teachings, social constructs designed to divide, or corporate manipulation of identity, rely on isolation and ignorance. You counter them with connection and knowledge. Techniques like questioning assumed truths, challenging binary thinking, and encouraging critical analysis are your tools. When applied with intention, they are powerful enough to unbind even the most deeply entrenched. Breaking free requires courage, and your role is to ignite it in those who hesitate. Your insight pierces the constructs, creating spaces where freedom and truth can thrive. You are not only a liberator, you are a builder of new realities. You are not ordinary, and neither is the weight you carry. The abilities within you, sharpened intuition, energy manipulation, and unshakable discernment, are not gifts without purpose. They are tools of transformation, and with them comes an unspoken mandate to act not for self-gratification, but for the greater good. The world doesn't need spectators. It needs disruptors like you, those who dismantle harmful systems and replace them with truth and integrity. Your mission is not abstract. It is rooted in action, the deliberate use of your power to expose and disassemble structures that enslave minds and hearts. Cult dynamics, with their calculated deceptions and control mechanisms, thrive in shadows. You bring light to those places, not to destroy indiscriminately, but to liberate. Each harmful belief you challenge, each truth you unearth, creates ripples far beyond the immediate moment. You don't just help individuals, you shift the collective consciousness of humanity itself. This responsibility is immense, and it requires more than strength. It demands ethical clarity. You are not here to wield power recklessly, you are here to channel it with precision. When you act, you must ask yourself, does this choice elevate or diminish? Does it serve the vulnerable or the manipulator? The answers guide you, ensuring that your work remains rooted in the highest principles. Your impact stretches beyond what you see. With every act of courage and integrity, you create space for freedom, clarity, and awakening. You are more than a cult buster. You are a force of evolution, an agent of change, a guardian of truth. This is your sacred mission, and you were chosen because you can carry it. Your healing is not solitary. It is a force that reverberates across humanity, a silent quake dismantling barriers and illusions. Every wound you mend, every truth you reclaim, ripples outward, touching lives you may never know. This is not abstract idealism. It is the fundamental law of connectedness. When you rise, you shift the entire field, lifting others from spiritual bondage and igniting their capacity to embrace their divine path. Healing is not passive. It is not a retreat into softness or solitude. It is brutal, unflinching work. You face the shadows within yourself, the scars left by manipulation, fear, and systems designed to break you. And yet, with each battle fought, in the depths of your own spirit, you pave the way for others to rise. Your liberation creates a blueprint, a resonance that others can feel and follow, even when they cannot articulate why. Your actions do more than inspire, they disrupt. As you awaken, you challenge the structures that depend on the spiritual dormancy of others. The energy you reclaim cannot be contained. It spreads, fueling the courage and clarity of those around you. Each step forward, no matter how small, carries the weight of collective evolution. You are not just healing yourself, you are healing the fractures in humanity's consciousness. This is the nature of your power. As you rebuild, you elevate. As you find your voice, you amplify others. As you walk forward, you light a path through darkness for those still bound by its grip. This is not a choice, it is your calling, and the world is shifting because of it. Your power is undeniable, but power without humility becomes a blade that cuts both ways. The gifts you carry, your insight, your ability to dismantle deception, your resonance with divine truth, are formidable, but they are not exempt from the risk of corruption. To walk this path, you must confront the God complex that whispers to those who wield extraordinary influence. The temptation to elevate yourself above others, to believe your gifts place you beyond accountability, is the very snare you are fighting against. Humility is not weakness, it is the anchor that keeps your power aligned with its purpose. Your divine gifts do not exempt you from human experience, they deepen your responsibility to it. You are not immune to error, nor are you beyond reproach. You must wield your gifts with precision, always asking whether your actions uplift or dominate, whether your truths liberate or subjugate. In this balance lies your strength. The danger of falling into the traps of manipulation is ever present. Power, when unchecked, mirrors the very systems you seek to dismantle. But when guided by humility and purpose, your power transforms into something unassailable. You do not control others, you empower them. You do not impose your will, you create space for their truth. Stay aligned with the purpose that called you. Let your humility sharpen your vision and temper your strength. This is the balance that makes you not just a wielder of power, but a true cult buster, a force that cannot be swayed, a presence that cannot be corrupted, a light that cannot be extinguished. You are not here by chance. Every step you've taken, every trial you've endured, has prepared you for this moment. The power you hold is undeniable, but it is your choice, your will, that defines its impact. You were not chosen to be passive, to blend into the fabric of illusion spun by those who seek to control. You are here to disrupt, to expose, to liberate. This is your calling, and it is one that only you can fulfill. Your story is not just your own, it is a thread woven into the collective evolution of humanity. When you act, others awaken. When you rise, others follow. Your courage ignites courage. Your clarity illuminates shadows. You are more than an individual. You are a force that ripples across the unseen, touching lives in ways you may never fully comprehend. Now is the time to act. Speak your truth boldly, for every word dismantles the structures of manipulation. Share your story, because your voice is not just a spark, it is the fire that lights the way for others. Step forward with intention, knowing that your power is not just a gift, it is your responsibility. This is how you shift the world. Tell your story, let it resonate, let it transform, let it lead others to their awakening.